Good evening, people of YouTube. Once again, it's the three middle-aged guys just BSing about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
And we are going to visit a little bit of video game rumors right now. Namely, the rumor that has been released over the last few days that the Nintendo, the NX, Nintendo's brand new system that should be coming out March 2017, that its production schedule has been delayed. And because they want to go ahead and build in VR support to the console.
Okay.
To quote the theme, bullshit. Thoughts, gentlemen.
Bullshit. Gray Mouse?
Bullshit.
Well, let's.
Okay, number one, what if it's true? Let's keep an open mind. And number two,
I have my jewel in my closet. I can keep an open mind in a different way, but it'll probably die on film doing so.
Okay. Listen, guys, VR is now being integrated into gaming. Or, in Microsoft's case, just some other shit with the HoloLens. And people are such up in arms about it. People are excited about it. Nintendo... Okay, it's funny because the NX, if it doesn't have VR, and next thing you know, these other two do, or
yeah,
Nintendo's still behind at the time because there's no VR. People will say that. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But the delay the system to support VR, I don't think people in Japan are excited for VR as much as they would be here in the United States. I don't see that.
So, unless you're talking about that one Japanese dude who built the VR ecchi hentai game suit.
No.
Well, the thing with Japan is always the tech giant. It's just, but I don't really see virtual reality taking a foothold as it would here. Otherwise, I would think that Japan would be the ones that did it in the first place.
They would be the front
decades ago.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they would be the front runners of it, and they would do it right.
But the thing is, though, to have virtual reality with Nintendo, it's just not Nintendo. And maybe
we can't say that.
We can't say that.
Hang on.
Wait a minute. Let me explain. Wait. No.
That virtual boy, no.
Non-portable.
That virtual boy bullshit don't exist. Much like the CDI version of Zelda does not exist. I'll continue to say that.
It has a Nintendo emblem on it. It exists.
Mario's were on it.
Tennis. Mario Tennis, I know. But
Mario Clash.
All right, let me put it this way. Maybe I misspoken. It is not. I don't think that Nintendo in its current infrastructure would be
talking about a company that had basically a Sega Nomad, a part of their console with a screen so you can play.
Well, anyway, I don't think the current infrastructure of Nintendo at this point in time would do VR, although 12 months from now, 13 months from now, or less, whenever it is, I could be wrong. We can look back at this video and say, hey, we were wrong, and I'll definitely do that. But
Virtual Boy Color, think about it.
For them to say, or for somebody to just come off the cuff, and that's what they did, and say that Nintendo,
Virtual Boy returns.
And Nintendo, man, shut up, dude. God damn it.
The Super Virtual Boy.
Virtual 64? What the fuck?
The Virtual Boy Advance.
But for somebody to come off the cuff and say that the reason why the NX was delayed to March 2017 was because Nintendo wanted to implement virtual reality, that has no basis at all.
Did Nintendo say this? No.
No, and let's back up a little bit. Okay, what first started the rumors was that there was an article that was released by a Taiwanese news financial news website, Digital, that was released on Thursday, June 2nd, 2016, and I quote, Nintendo's next generation games console, the Nintendo NX, is scheduled to enter mass production in early 2017, delaying about half a year from the company's original mass production plan in mid-2016. Sources from the related upstream supply chain pointed out the delay was because Nintendo wished to enhance the game's video game handheld integrated gaming experience and add virtual reality VR function into the system to gain advantages in the upcoming video game and mobile game competitions. The Nintendo NX will be assembled by Foxconn Electronics on High Precision Industry, but Foxconn declined to comment on matters concerning its clients or products. Now, those are the first two paragraphs. Then it continues on to say, the sources pointed out that the Nintendo NX combines the video game experience with mobile gaming experience. The device features a 5 to 7-inch display controller and joystick for users to play as a system mobile gaming product, but is also able to connect to the TV for users to play as a video game system. Nintendo is now planning to add VR function to the device to satisfy the popular trend in gaming. Nintendo smartphone games have received positive feedback. Okay, here's the thing about this so far, all right, is that there is no Nintendo source put on this, all right? And Foxconn, if they are their manufacturing partner as far as chips and components and stuff like that, they aren't releasing anything. This is the reason why, personally, I think this is bullshit, is that you cannot hide that sort of, okay, in order for there to be VR support, in order for them to have dedicated hardware for VR support, they would either have to be partnered up with somebody or they would be doing it themselves. 2017, March 2017 is less than a year away. Guess what? That would have been announced out in corporate plans and announcements and forecasts by Nintendo themselves by now, or whoever they're partnered up with would have announced similar type things on their own corporate announcements.
But wait a minute. There's a lot of things that we don't know about the NX because Nintendo is keeping a tight lip.
I would agree to that, but here's the thing. When
maybe their partners are told to shut up about it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because maybe if they went into specifics, they say no. Sony and Microsoft got their pens and papers out.
But Sony and Microsoft and Oculus and HTC, they all announced their VR plans years ago.
Yeah,
part of
that's
the
true.
roadmap. Okay, and that was part of what they used to go ahead and convince investors and people to shell over money. These aren't consumers. Okay, these are investors. These are guys who sit in glass fucking towers, 60 floors above everybody fucking else, that command, huge companies that have tens upon thousands of fucking employees. Okay, these are the guys. These are the guys who make the big money decisions. But nothing has been announced on any sort of fucking corporate roadmap. All right. And I'm sorry, if that's the case, you cannot tell me that they are going to go ahead and develop a dependable, serviceable dedicated VR device in less than a year and still actually have it put out on the market where it's not going to cost $1,000, which is completely outside of the sweet spot that Nintendo has always shot for their own systems.
See, that's what I was about to go into. I was about to say pretty much the same thing. There's no way, because I was saying a lot of shit earlier about Nintendo people keeping a tight lip, but yeah, this far out, this far near the NX, unless it was built into it in the first place, which I seriously fucking doubt. Okay, so the NX is just a pair of goggles, and you put the games here and
your credit card. Remember that
with the credit card slot. Yeah, I remember with the credit card slot, and then it's hooked up to your TV and you play your games. Like, no, I don't see that.
Well, one thing again that points to it being false is that, I mean, look what happened last time. Nintendo partnered up with I wouldn't say a third party, but a different. Well, actually, it is a third party. The Panasonic. I mean, look what happened then. So there's history.
They're supposed to partner up with Sony.
That's what I'm saying.
And they jumped ship to Philips.
There's history there that
Philips.
Yeah, Philips, absolutely. And there's history there in Nintendo's history that has gone. But
you think that they regret one of those partner ups?
Well,
they wouldn't have Sony. We would have the PlayStation if that was the case.
Well, concerning that they didn't jump too far into bed with them, and they didn't have a kid with them, there was some sort of regret. All right. Here's the thing: the only way that I see this being viable or possible at all is if they go ahead and integrate some sort of functionality on the NX for it to work with like Samsung Gear VR or Google Cardboard. Okay, but considering the partners that they'd be working with, and how intrusive they can be or how controlling they can be in their particular interests, I don't see that happening. But that's the only way that they're going to be able to sit there and put together a viable VR solution within less than a year. Aside from partnering up with like I said, either Samsung or Google to go ahead and put that together to be able to use a smartphone on a headset or something like that, I don't see VR capability being added in a year. Now, if it turns out that this is something that they've been brewing up for 3-4 years by now, yeah, we could be completely wrong. But for the sake of what is going on right now, and with all of the information that's available, I am still screaming bullshit.
See, what's wrong with this situation now is that it looks like, at the beginning of the video, the theme was saying, it looks like virtual reality is the end thing for everybody, But if you really look at the playing field, so Microsoft has a HoloLens, and then Sony's coming out with the PlayStation VR, and then you got the Oculus Rift and the what's that other one?
HTC Vive.
Yeah.
The Vive. So Nintendo will be the only big three that doesn't have anything with virtual reality tied to it in any shape or form.
Well, if you go back 20 years ago.
What we're talking about now. But so a lot of people may speculate that Nintendo is going to do something in the future with virtual reality. But in this, for the present and the not so distant future, I don't see Nintendo doing that, especially tying with them with the NX. It's just like the Reverend said and the theme said, if they were to do that, we should have been hearing news 3-4 years ago, just like we heard the news with Microsoft. And
I would think they would have done that instead of the Wii U, if that were the case.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
But will it come back and bite Nintendo in the ass? We don't know. Time will tell.
Not if they have good games and good third-party games. No.
Yeah.
Well,
wait. Let's think about the alternative here. It would be the cheapest route to go in order to get good quality ass shit.
Correct. But I'm not a fan of VR. That's
A lot
obvious.
of people are, but
I've been in several videos saying that, I'm not a fan of VR. But if the masses are going towards VR, which I think they are, it's just that I don't think Nintendo's going to buy into it in the way that people want to.
Here's the thing about the masses going to VR. Look at Nintendo's fan base, okay? Nintendo's fan base don't care about VR.
Yeah.
But the only problem is that Nintendo needs to get the hardcore gamers back.
That could be third-party support.
It does. That's what I mean. Third-party support is what they need. VR, they don't.
Yeah, I agree.
So if Nintendo's going to do anything, they just need third-party support or just.
Well, the thing is, Nintendo has notoriously, and it's been proven, Nintendo does what Nintendo does. And they're just going to continue to do.
They already have 3D. They already have 3D. It's with their portable.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So
let's just say this:
Nintendo's going to be fine, even without VR.
They're the safest bet. I mean, let's think about this. If they don't make a profit off VR, then shit, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to recoup enough because they're not going to, in my opinion, there are not going to be enough games worth to get a VR.
Exactly. And that's one thing that you would think, right? You would think with all this VR stuff, the PlayStation VR and the HoloLens and all this stuff, they're pushing it. But wait a minute. Okay, that's nice. But I don't remember seeing, I mean, what we have about, we could count the VR games on the PlayStation VR.
Hey, there's going to be at least
2 hands. Huh?
There's going to be at least 50 for the PlayStation VR.
At launch, right?
Not at launch.
But, okay.
That's what they've announced.
All right, let's play devil's advocate. Of those 50 games, how many of those games are going to be good?
We don't know.
1 or 2?
Well, hey, now, wait a minute. You could say that about any console.
Well, no, I understand that. You're right. You're absolutely right. I understand that.
I do get what you're saying, though.
I
really do understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say is, okay, when those games come out for VR, are they actually going to be good enough for motherfuckers to be like, hey, VR, I need it, and I need this game? Especially if they don't have a PS4 yet.
Yeah. I think those people that jump on this early.
Or they have to get the PS4 Neo in order to qualify for that.
Yeah. No, I mean, the VR will work on a regular PlayStation, but you're not going to get the frame rate that you need. Yeah.
And people care about that.
Oh, I know they do.
Yeah.
I know.
Here's the thing.
So, I really don't like the way this is going. I really don't. I mean,
this is just hearsay from Nintendo. It's not actually known.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
about the others.
Yeah, I'm talking about VR.
Come on, put that RoboCop shit on. Yeah, thank you for your cooperation. No, I'm not doing that in my house.
No.
If I turn around and swing something, next thing you know, belts are falling. No, fuck that. Forget it.
Here's the thing. Here's another thing that kind of makes me think that this article from this Taiwanese website that provides no sources and no quotables from anybody at all is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since 1996, Nintendo has never been a Me Too console producer. Yeah, sure. We have VR support for the PS4 that's coming out in the future. There's possibility that there's going to be VR support for the Xbox One, which, hedging all bets, if I'm taking an educated guess, is going to be much more expensive than what it is right now to do your sparse gaming on the Xbox One as it currently is.
Yeah.
Yes, the best VR experiences that are out on the market currently are on the PC, but unless you have that disposable scratch to put together a beast of a machine, you're not going to have the ideal experience.
I think
Nintendo has never been a Me Too, follow the trend type company. In fact, if you look through the history of
it's always been the other way around.
Yeah, especially over the last 30 years, you know, it's always been the other way around. The folks who came out with analog sticks first, fucking Nintendo. The folks who came around with expansion RAM first, fucking Nintendo. All right. The folks who came around with motion controls first, Nintendo. All right. Say what you fucking will, but majority of the actual innovations within video games have come from Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
The only things that they cannot take credit for is integrating optical discs to user consoles and integrating they could actually take credit for integrating mouse controls on user consoles.
Yes, they can.
For using those for first-person shooters, as far as a viable gaming device input and everything else. Yeah, I understand the PC went ahead and it revolutionized it. All right, but Nintendo is not. The presumption of this fucking article is that Nintendo is so worried about staying viable that they're willing to drop on their knees and suck the dick of any fucking trend that comes down the pipe. All right,
and they never did that.
They've never fucking done that.
Maybe they'll bring Rob back.
Yeah, and Rob will have an Onani device on it. Sure, fine. Okay. All right. But no, I don't think that's gonna happen. So, I mean, okay, here's the thing. The MH was debunked as a rumor. That was some financial analysts going out of their way, playing armchair quarterback, saying, hey, if I was Nintendo, this is one of the things that I would do. And a lot of people ran with it, and they blew it out of fucking proportion. I'll admit on video right now, yes, we spent a whole half hour on that bullshit ourselves.
Yes, we did.
All right.
But it was not in a negative light if the rumors were true. And I think I said that if this is true.
And it's also not something that was completely outside of character
Exactly, for Nintendo, because they have portable.
If you think they're not developing another portable right now, you're fucking stupid. Okay, that's just how it is. Because, you know, just like every console maker out there is developing new consoles as we speak. You know, everything's set on a limited life cycle. You know, even outside of what we can conventionally think of as far as hardware generation cycles. So yeah, Nintendo is doing a new handheld. It's just not called the MH. All right. You know that, and to assume so otherwise would be dumb. But this thing about VR support, I cannot. It stands really outside of character of what I would think about if I think about the history of Nintendo and how they've handled their spot within the industry.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. That should end it right there.
Yeah.
Now, I would believe a Super Nintendo 2 or, you know, the return of Rob and the Power Glove or...
Yeah. Remember, I said the NX is going to have dual Power Glove controls. You're going to be fisting the princesses.
Bringing back the Zapper would be more feasible as far as having any argument as far as what Nintendo's going to do next.
If they can figure out how to do that on HDMI, I'll be all over that.
Agreed.
You know.
Yeah. And maybe pay Data East or Taito for certain games or even say Virtual Cop, and if they would do that, fine. Let me play Operation Wolf.
Unfortunately, Data East doesn't exist anymore. I know it's owned by Square.
Wasn't that a Taito game?
Which, Operation Wolf? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's owned by Square Enix.
You're right. But damn it. I'm with you guys 100%. There's no way I see Nintendo doing that. No. Just no. Not at this point in time, because if they're going to do it, they're going to make it way better, and they're going to make it innovative for games and games only, and it won't be touched. They're not doing it for the NX. As far as, no. And they're not going to have anything attachable for the NX later. They're just going to come out with the NX, and the cartridge thing may be true, even the credit card reader thing may be true, but fucking VR, Nintendo, no, that's just so fucking out of place because of, for one, they already have done it, and two, it's too late in the game for the NX to announce some sort of thing like that.
Or at least the NX at launch. I don't see how this is.
I don't even see it happening later.
Yeah.
I don't even see it happening later because it wouldn't make any sense, because it'll make the same mistake that Sony and Microsoft are doing as far as having to come out with more powerful ass systems to fucking support it.
I agree. I don't see Nintendo coming out with a.
I don't see them doing that. Unless it's a lighter version of it, I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I mean,
that's completely out of character for Nintendo. But you know what, though? It is fun to speculate. It always is fun to speculate.
Yeah, but garbage is garbage.
I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm not saying that this is not speculation. This is garbage.
This is speculation. This is pure speculation.
This is Gomi.
This is.
But
it's Pit Fighter for the Super NES.
Oh God! I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. So, and one thing too is that I've learned, over the years, is that when you cite something and you're not, or when you're saying something and you're not citing the source material of that, you have no ground to stand on.
That's basically journalism today.
Yeah, it's laughably incompetent for anyone to think otherwise. I mean, seriously.
But you must understand that there are people that will believe in such a thing just because there's an article.
On the internet? It's on the internet? Oh, I gotta believe it. It's on the internet. That's the truth. It's on the internet. No. Even before the internet, people were telling us that you don't always believe what you read.
Not from the first fucking source. You have to actually look for other things.
And the thing too, what kills me is this. Polygon, I hate IGN, I hate all these, but they're not covering it. Nobody's fucking covering it. They're not covering it. No,
it doesn't fit their narrative. Our narrative is game. But their narrative is ideology.
All right, fine. Game Informer. They're not covering it. All these sites, all these gaming sites, there's not one mention on their website about this shit. So no, don't believe it. No.
Unless Nintendo comes out and says it themselves.
Yep.
That will be the only time to believe in this. But other than that, nope. And
let me tell you something. If that's the case, and they fucking delay Zelda NX again because of virtual reality,
you're lucky they never made an all red and black Zelda for the fucking virtual.
Oh my God. No.
I wonder if that was Ocarina was supposed to be, and then they just ported it over to the Nintendo 64 because the Virtual Boy failed.
Well, no, actually, Ocarina of Time was in development ever since they created the FX chip.
Look, I know that. I'm just spitting garbage. Yeah. So don't research that because that was garbage. That was just.
I mean, because I think they were doing Game Boy Color with Ages and Seasons, and they were still having that in the back burner as well.
Yeah.
Just that era. But no. NX again. For virtual reality.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's garbage.
Okay, I think we've come to a consensus on this. It is a rumor, and
It's garbage.
yeah,
It's not a rumor.
I think it's a garbage rumor. It's just to sum it up, because I don't think we need to spend.
It sounds like something you can read off the Huffington Post or New York Times.
Washington Post.
I would be more readily willing to go ahead and read on either the Sun or the Inquirer that Bad Boy endorses Bernie Sanders as the supreme leader of the free world for the next 200 years than I am to believe that Nintendo is going to go ahead and put out VR support and completely delay their next console because of that.
Just what we need is a socialist robot.
Hey, that boy's asking for a handout. He's been stuck in a cave for way too long. With that, folks, on that note, like I say, and at the end of every video, thank you for spending the last few minutes with it. If you're so kind, hit like, hit subscribe, check out our channels. We have these group videos, and we always go out of our way to every once in a while discuss really interesting individual or random topics. Whatever it is you feel like said, leave us a comment. We like comments. All right. With that, we're cut the bullshit on this one. This one's a garbage rumor. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We are the three middle-aged guys. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, rumors, and bullshit.
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 Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Credits.
Fucking this thing is like stealing the quarters out of my pocket. Like that one bully kid that I used to remember from like fucking 4th grade. Fuck, this thing's gonna traumatize me over some fucking rumor bullshit. I need a safe space. Give me some fucking puppies and soft music. Fuck.